Greetings one and all. I felt inspired to do this little video for today because there have been various comments on my channel, and I also had some emails last week from people that were kind of derogative and being, they're looking for a messiah. They're looking for someone who is perfect. There are very few perfect people in this world, if any, at the moment. And people put people on pedestals. And I definitely don't want to be on a pedestal of any kind. What I do in my private life is my private life. What people like Gurdjieff and Rudolf Steiner and such like do in their private life is their private life. If you're looking for someone perfect to copy or to, emulate or adore even, they're the wrong kind of people. My channel is all about passing on information. I'm not saying I'm a teacher. I'm not perfect. I definitely am not. And people want to put people down all the time. People are looking for faults in people. We see this in the newspapers for public people, people who are in the spotlight all the time. They're always looking for the story that titillates and shocks people. Gurdjieff is all about shocks, and people are quite shocked when they hear about his personal private life. But what has that got to do with you? What's important to you is, do you understand the Gurdjieff system and are you implementing it into your life? Or any kind of spiritual or soulful path? Are you implementing what's being guided to you? Are you centralizing? Are you putting your intellect into the right place, your emotions into the right place? Have you got your right centers working? And I did a video the other week of what goes into your body. Doesn't matter. I always think it's good to bless your food or bless anything that you take in. It's what comes out that's important. And what comes out sometimes is not the right thing. We all make mistakes. I myself slip up. I get caught out. And I wanted to do this video because, as I was saying, I want to be taken off this pedestal. I've done one like this before, actually, and I've realised that people are looking for perfect people. People that are trying to find their own path but are looking for teachers, are looking for someone who's perfect. There is no perfection. As Salvador Dali says, perfection is impossible. Christ was not a vegetarian. Buddha probably was, because he grew up in that kind of area that they did, though I'd be intrigued to find out what they were eating back in those days. Whether people drink is up to them, if they drink their booze. I myself am not a drinker. I like to think of us all swapping vices. I am a smoker. I enjoy having a cigarette now and then, something to ponder upon. What we do is our own personal business, as long as we are not harming others. Now, I know some people are going to say, eating meat is harming the animals. Yeah, I can see that. I wish I could be perfect enough not to eat meat. Sometimes I do crave. Well, I eat honest burgers if I have a burger, probably because I need the iron that's in that meat. I don't eat the crap food that's made like Mackie D's and such like. I don't eat takeaway food. I enjoy my fish. I eat a lot of fish. And I'm sad that they have to be, hook, lined and drawn in for us to eat them. But we need nourishment. And if we bless that food, that soul's animal goes on up to the divine. What happens to these animals that are used in test laboratories? Their souls hopefully are being blessed by us people that are not testing upon them and praying for them. But those people that do vivisection and tests on animals, karma comes round. They will pay for that in some kind of way, whether it's in this life or the next life. But whenever I try and do anything in this life, as Gurdjieff says, say a prayer first, and as long as I'm not harming anyone, it's okay. Bill Hicks, the comedian, used to say a wonderful thing about all this. How dare you say something to me and complain at me for smoking, I think it was about, without looking upon yourself. And this is something that Christ says as well. Before you throw stones, have a look at your own life. This is going to upset a few people. I'm not really that fussed anymore. You can't keep, well, not all of you, because most of you are really wonderful people and leave wonderful comments and make me ponder and think about a lot of things, and we have a lot of good dialogues. but you can't be judging people on what they do. I'm just saying about the certain people that have been lately. If you're looking for a perfect person, I'd like to know who you meet. If you finally ever do meet someone that is perfect, that's living on this planet today. Everybody has their little vices. Everybody slips up. But doing the Gurdjieff work is an ongoing effort all the time. I have certain people that have not read Gurdjieff that get in touch and throw quotes at me and say certain things about, I don't even know where to go with that one actually. Maybe I'll leave it there. But when people don't fully understand the Gurdjieff work or the Rudolf Steiner work or any kind of spiritual, theosophical or philosophical path, if they don't understand it with all centres, then they're only coming at it from a certain way. I notice a lot of people have been very emotional about what I've been putting up lately. Some people are coming far too intellectualised and not thinking and feeling, rather just coming from a scientific point of view. My channel is about an esoteric path. Obviously, I look at science. I watch scientific programs to see what they've been discovering or making up. But I like to look with my spiritual eyes at what's going on in this world and is continuing in this world, and how I can, how do I say this? Yes, I feel that there is more to this world than just the materialistic, secular life that's going on. I strongly believe that there is a spiritual war going on, and they are doing their best. The dark forces are to divide people and confuse people. Which is why people need to look at themselves first and who they are and whether they're a perfect person. None of us are, as I'm saying. So we are trying to, through doing the Gurdjieff work, recognise our faults, become aware of ourselves, so that when we hopefully suddenly realise we are making a fault or we are falling into a mundane, mechanical way of being, we can collect ourselves and instead bring the work forward through us and use the work path. The Gurdjieff work will only work on us if we understand how it works. And I keep saying, people, you need to read Gurdjieff himself, not just look at various quotes on the internet or read books about him. Actually read the Gurdjieff work. It will have an inner working upon yourself. It will help you align your centres. And I don't mean just dip in now and then. You need to actually read, for example, Beelzebub's Tales to his grandson from beginning to end. And he says 3 times, we've been programmed to live through this life in a mechanical way, and we are trying to break that programming. Many people that complain or throw derogatory remarks is because it's their programming that's coming through in them rather than their understanding. And understanding comes with knowledge. We can collect all the knowledge we want, but if we don't align it with our being, it will not turn into wisdom. When we just have too much knowledge, we become one-sided. When we're always coming from an emotional way of thinking, we again become one-sided. We are trying to level them all out, trying to balance them so that we become a harmonious man or woman. I know many people are seekers, truth seekers. And as I was saying just now, I'm just passing on information, and I'm always happy to listen to other people's information. But being a truth seeker, sometimes false paths are thrown in our way. Sometimes the dark forces can see our light as we are trying to become a truth seeker of finding the one and only way, the honest way. And the dark forces will send paths that seem at first the right way. They will titillate us with new evidence and new knowledge and something that tickles our fancy. But after a while, one will begin to see through it. we can recognize truth, it will vibrate in us. Falsity and lies will vibrate at a different level, at an uncomfortable way of being. And I'll leave that there. What I'm trying to do is just pass on knowledge from the Gurdjieff system and encourage people to do the work, because we have the right to develop and go on to the next stage. Who knows, it could be you, could be the one that becomes the next, well, Gurdjieff calls them man number 1, 2, 3 and 4, going on to number 5. Those of us that are waking up are man number 4. But you could be the one that turns into man number 5 or woman number 5. So as always, I wish you well with your paths. I will continue making videos and I will continue to read your comments, and I always like to reply. So with love and light from my heart, I wanted to make this video just because, well, I need to be taken off that pedestal. Don't put anyone on a pedestal. Seek answers. See if you can discover the truth, but make sure it's resonating correctly in yourselves. So thank you for watching all my videos on my channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you to those that press the thank you button. I like the donations. They help me buy a cup of coffee now and then. I like a mocha. So just see what resonates with you. Love and peace to one and all. Especially on this day where I can see World War III is almost about to start. Let's keep love and light in our heart and send it out in prayers to others.